What's up, everyone? George Bilecki here with Foxborough Rush. But hey, check out the latest episode of Boston Has Entered the Chat. Travis Thomas and myself, we do a little check back in with spring training for the Red Sox. See how the prospects are doing and talking about Garrett Crochet absolutely dominating on the bump. Then also hear from Stan Van Gundy. Yes, the legendary SVG. He caught up with Dante Campbell and Travis Thomas. We'll have it on chat. And then finally, Trav and I give you a little preview to you guys checking out how free agency should go for the Patriots and a guest appearance by the Jerry Jones. Yes, we have Jerry Jones on Boston Has Entered the Chat, and you'll hear him later on in Foxborough Rush as well. Yes, Jerry Jones. I am not lying. That's Boston Has Entered the Chat, wherever you get your podcast. New episodes dropping every Monday through Friday. Now, let's get to Foxborough Rush. What's up? What's happening? Last episode of the week. He's Travis Thomas. I'm George Bilecki. T, how we doing, my man?
I'm hanging in there, brother. Listen, there's a lot going on in the NFL, and it's hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
But thank God for Foxborough Rush, because it's our job, George, to keep everyone abreast of the situation.
Exactly. A lot going on in the NFL, a lot going on everywhere. I'm excited for this one. So we got a packed show for you guys. We're going to go through the recent news, how it ties into the Patriots.
Yeah.
We're talking about Christian Kirk getting traded to the Texans, Tyler Lockett now free agent, and also the Patriots sitting on their thumbs when it comes to acquiring offensive linemen that can make an immediate and long-term impact for the team. Then also we have a little fun with how free agency should go. There's an iconic show out there about making deals, right? With people that are predators in the water. You know.
I like what you're doing.
We go a little bit more fishbowl-y.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And again, you guys stay tuned. Jerry Jones stops by the show. And he gives us an education on how you land a deal with Chris Godwin and Darius Slayton. Yes, we have my best friend, Jerry Jones, stopping by.
There he is right there.
Mate, Travis Thomas, you're so tall. If you fell over, you'd end up in the other county, my friend.
It's one hell of a tease, man.
And then finally, we get some mailbag going as well. We take some comments from our YouTube channel, but let's get right into it, T. So, I want to start with yes or no on a trade.
Okay.
DK Metcalf has officially demanded a trade from the Seattle Seahawks. Diana Rossini was part of the reporting of it. I'm going to float around some deals, but first off, let's get to it. This is Diana Rossini. The Seahawks are seeking a first and a third-round pick for DK Metcalf. He's also eyeing a new contract worth $30 million a year. So you would have to give up draft compensation, and you would have to pay DK Metcalf. Yes or no to UT? Are you trading for DK?
I don't.
Yes or no? You trading for him? Yes or no?
Here's why we got to talk this out.
Let's do it.
I'm on the fence because talent-wise, of course I'm interested. I also don't hate the price if it's not the number 4 pick. So if I can give them next season's first, fine, this season's third, next season's first. The money doesn't scare me. Then I don't hate it. But here's why I say I'm on the fence, okay? I think they would want number 4 now, which I'm not okay with.
I hang up the second you say number 4.
Me too. But there's more. I don't love this guy publicly saying, I don't want to go there. I don't want to play in New England. I don't love that. That's already out into the ether. That's not a good look.
Yeah.
Fans forget things. You trade for them. You pay them. No one will care. That'll be old news. But as an organization, this guy publicly scoffed at coming to my franchise. I'm not, that would give me a little cause to pause. So that's why I'm on the fence. And then the reports that his style doesn't really fit schematically with what Josh McDaniels wants to do.
Yeah.
So there's just enough noise, George, that it gives me a little hezzy. I'm in love with the player. It's an area of need. Seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't have diva in him, at least that I've seen.
He doesn't. He's a mother effer out there, man.
Yeah, he's a dog. I think him and Drake.
He's better than a dog. He's a mother effer.
I think him and Drake would work.
Yeah.
That's why I say I'm on the fence. I'm not really sure how to feel here. I think I want him, but I don't want to give up the number 4 overall pick. Can you take next year's first? Can I get the guy on record? Can I have a conversation with him and says, hey, man, what do you have against New England? You all right? You good to come here? Okay, cool.
Once you flash them Benjamins,
I get
300
it,
million, because you would pay him 300. Dude, And this is how you and I always are different, right? Someone says something, I go, yeah, they don't mean it.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, you may hate it here, bud, but we're gonna pay you $31 million a year.
Right.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
like that's what it would be. And you got Drake May.
I know.
I want to start with the schematic fit, not a schematic fit for Josh McDaniels.
Yeah,
he's 6'3", 230 pounds.
Yeah,
and he beats anyone on the outside.
He's not polished.
He's a cyborg. I don't care. He's not polished. He's a cyborg.
He is.
Bill O'Brien on this very show said, you know what Josh wants? And I've seen it. Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Wes Welker. Dante Stallworth. I'm not saying DK Metcalf is Randy Moss, but you want the absolute alpha on the outside.
Sure.
I'm not buying it's not the scheme fit. That's the cover the Patriots are using of we don't want to trade assets for DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
So you say future first. I agree with that. I would do that future first because I said give up this year's second and fourth for DK and extend him.
Sure.
I want him in New England, but here's the reality. The Seahawks also, they're going to start the asking price of a first because, of course, they got to start high and then they meet in the middle. Mm-hmm. If they start at a second-round pick, then they're going to get stuck with a third in this year's draft.
Right.
But think of the teams that might want him. Like the Packers could give up a second, a fourth, and like Dontavian Wicks, or they take off that fourth. Maybe they go a first, like the 23rd overall, and Christian Watson.
Yeah.
They have real receivers. The Patriots don't have that.
Right.
The Chargers could very well just go, we're giving you our first-round pick, 22nd overall. That's it. Boom. End it.
Yeah.
Which is a smart trade in a weak draft. The Chargers have the cap space to extend him, and he would love that situation. The Patriots don't have the ammunition to match these other teams, and that's what I think it really comes down to. They don't want to say we're not going to get in a bidding war for DK Metcalf because fans would be like, what the hell? That's why they're blaming it on Josh McDaniels, in my eyes.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, so let's answer your question.
Yes, I would trade for DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
No, not at the price. You have to beat other teams' first-round picks in this year's draft. You can't do it. You have to throw in an actual player. What? Like, no one? Kendrick Bourne. No. You would take Dontavian Wicks over Kendrick Bourne.
Yes.
You would take the 22nd, 21st, 23rd overall pick over whatever the Patriots, even if they stockpile picks. If you could get him for a second and a fourth in this year's draft, I would do it because you're going to extend him, but you're not going to get him.
I think they're going to. I don't think they're going to balk on that first rounder. I think that's important, and I don't have an issue with that if you're taking my next seasons. All right, look, here's my answer, man. I'm off the fence. I'm going to do it. I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah,
you have money, as long as it's not the number 4 overall pick. My answer is yes. I think they should trade for DK Metcalf. And I agree with you that a lot of greenbacks changes the way you feel about an area. But, again, if I'm the Seahawks, you likely could get a first-round pick this year from somebody. Maybe it's the Packers, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would want to do business, but from a Patriots standpoint, I would say number 4 pick is off the table. However, yes, you could get next season's first round. We'll pay the guy. I think it is worth trading for DK Metcalf. And why I say desperate times call for desperate measures, you are not bad. You are god-awful at wide receiver, and you have all the money in the world. Why the hell not?
He's one of the most explosive receivers in the league.
Yeah.
He's coming off a career-low 1.81 yards per route run.
Right.
Anyone above 2 is explosive.
Yes.
But not a lot of guys hover around that. His career low is 1.81. Every season since he's been in the league, 183, 2.1, 19, 2, 1.8. Like, give him Drake May, give him Josh McDaniels. Yeah. He's a scheme fit. He can fit in with any effing scheme because he's coming from a West Coast style offense. Hey, that's what Josh McDaniels would also like to run too.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is there any concern that this guy is sort of pouting his way out of town? Now, here's why I bring this up. Here's why I bring it up. Hear me out.
He wants money.
Just hear me out.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett was a good soldier forever.
Yeah.
He got bags. He got money from the Browns, and he's getting older, and he's like, listen, I want to win at the end of my career.
Yeah.
I don't have any issues with that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like the Browns do either, although they're saying, we ain't trading you. DK,
I ain't coming back.
they have a talented team, George. I mean, they barely have missed out on the playoffs here.
Yeah.
Their defense is young and opportunistic. They have running backs in Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker III.
Who's their quarterback?
They have to figure that out in the long term.
And
but
give me somewhere where you know that is. Jordan Love, right?
Yeah.
Shoot. I wouldn't take that. Justin Herbert and the Chargers. I was about to say the Steelers.
But not to
It's all quite, but then it's question marks, and the next thing you know, you're 31.
Not to disrespect Geno Smith.
I'm
but
disrespecting Geno Smith.
He's not a scrub. Let's not do that.
He's not a scrub, but he's not elite.
Scrub.
He's not a guy that you can win because of. He isn't.
Yeah.
He isn't.
I don't know. I have a little like
Herbert because of.
I have a little
Jordan
red,
Love, I'm high on because of.
I have a little red flag of like, why are you forcing your way out of Seattle? It's a pretty decent situation. That's all.
He wants to get paid, most important.
Who doesn't?
They got to pay a quarterback.
Who doesn't?
All right, how about this? Take a look at a new wide receiver option for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett, cut by the Seahawks. That one saved him $17 million in cap space. 5'10", 180, 33 years old. Good slot receiver, had a really long, successful career after being drafted out of Kansas State. My quick answer, no. If you're going with someone that you want to acquire in the slot, he could be a good culture builder. I mean, fundamentally, he's sound. It's how he's so successful. But this isn't Tyler Lockett from 2 years ago, where you're getting almost 100 catches, 1,200 yards, and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
This isn't even Tyler Lockett a year ago. This is a different type of Tyler Lockett. Now, Jackson Smith and Jigba's success on the field has eaten away at Tyler Lockett's production and targets. So, like, there's a reason he took a hit. He can still get the job done. Good culture builder, it would have to be a very team-friendly deal. And at 33, maybe that's what he has to take.
I'll tell you why I'm laughing. This, from talking about DK Metcalf to Tyler Lockett, feels like those memes of like how it started and how it's going. Like, DK Metcalf, he's a cyborg. Pay him what he wants. Give up a first-round pick.
And then Tyler Lockett's like,
It's like the dudes that are like, yeah, man, I got a Chrysler 300 with dubs. It looks like a Phantom. Sure. And then a Phantom pulls up to you at the light, and guess what? You look like a Chrysler 300. That's what Tyler Lockett is, and it's a lot of miles on that damn car.
Yeah.
You can keep it clean. You can do anything you want. Put a sound system, some rims. It still is a hoop ride, okay? So there are levels to this. DK, Bentley, Tyler Lockett, I'm out. Not interested. Listen, I am okay with a veteran wide receiver coming in here, helping the young guys, teaching them how to be pros, giving me a little production, right? You're not going to be DK Metcalf, but just help out. I don't even think Tyler Lockett at this stage can do that. He just doesn't. He's not the same player. That's why I'd rather look elsewhere.
It's a wide receiver 4.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, too. This is a big team-building phase for the Patriots.
Yes.
If you bring in Tyler Lockett, you're going to be paying him. Let's say, I'm going to throw the names out there.
Okay.
But let's say they end up going into this offseason. Darius Slayton, wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
They drafted Jaden Higgins or Jalen Noel and a Xavier Restrepo. You still have Pop Douglas.
Yeah.
Guys need, and Jalen Polk and Javon Baker. Apparently, Javon Baker has a good relationship with Mike Vrabel. I kid you not.
Could go Godwin too, George.
But if you bring in a Tyler Lockett, Chris Godwin.
Could
fine.
go Godwin.
Yeah. But you bring in a Tyler Lockett and along with a Slayton or Godwin.
Yes.
The guys like the Polks, the Noels, the Restrepos, the Jaden Higgins, the Jack Beshes, they need game reps.
Yes.
And you know what? It doesn't make sense really short and long term.
Yes.
If Tyler Lockett was younger, again, if he's 30, you do this.
Yeah.
Because he can benefit you now and he can benefit you down the road. But you need guys. It's a long-term play. It's a 3-year rebuild. I just see him stunting it. Tyler Lockett, 61 career receiving touchdowns. Sneaky like a lot.
He was a great player.
He's been great since he came in the league. Yeah. Just behind our boy, Santana Moss, 66.
Oh, there we go. I just don't think Lockett has any left in the tank, to be honest. Can I ask you one thing real quick before we move on?
Yeah.
DK Metcalf, let's take trade compensation out of it and contracts out of it. Just the player. DK Metcalf or T. Higgins? Let that sizzle in your spirit.
I go DK Metcalf.
So would I.
He's an X factor. He is an alpha predator out there on the field, man.
So would I.
He's the guy you circle in your game plan around.
That's why
Higgins is in. We could take him.
That's why I asked that, because
DK Metcalf.
let's not kid ourselves. We were all going ape shack about the possibility of T. Higgins hitting the free agent market. You and myself both said out of our mouths, give him what he wants. Okay.
Because you didn't sign him. Draft assets and signing's a different combo.
I'm just talking to player here, but I'm saying we were all, head over heels for this guy.
Yeah.
He didn't hit the market. And now I'm like, well, I'm hearing a lot of, I don't know. I was on the fence. Do you trade for DK or not? Listen, if you think that's the better player, go get him.
Yeah.
Now when I kind of present that question and we both feel the same way, go get DK.
Yeah.
Go get him.
If you're loving the conversation about Mike Vrabel, the number 4 overall pick, Drake May, anything Patriots, anything NFL, check out Foxborough Rush wherever you listen to your podcast or watch them as well. New episodes dropping every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, wherever you like to watch or listen. Mock drafts, Eric Edholm from NFL Network, Matt Miller from ESPN, and many more guests wherever you get your podcasts for Foxborough Rush. All right, let's get into Would You Rather? Who'd you be interested in?
Okay.
Joey Bosa was released by the Chargers, reported by Ian Rappaport. He played only 28 games the last 3 seasons. He's about to be 29, turning 30.
Yeah.
Being released, had a massive cap hit. Chargers saved $25 million by cutting him. This is a guy coming off a career low in pressure rate.
Yep.
Sack rate. Still, though, you get him on the field. Again, has only played 28 games the last 3 seasons. Can have a big effect.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take him? And I'll give you option B after. He's a supplemental piece.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're hesitating and let me kill it.
Yeah.
I say no, and I think this is a guy that he makes sense if he goes to the Lions,
Yes.
the Chiefs, the Bengals, contenders
Bills.
that actually aren't that far up there
Yep.
in pressure rate and sack rate. And we're about to talk about the Bengals in a couple minutes.
Yep.
Shoot, maybe even the Dolphins. But these good
Right.
teams, shoot, even like he could be a complimentary piece to the Eagles. I wouldn't
Sure
be surprised he ends up in Philly.
Me either.
We're losing Josh Sweat. You know what? Instead of signing another, let's bring in some pieces and let's keep the fresh legs.
Yeah.
If the Patriots pass rush was further along and he comes at a good price, I'd understand. I just think too, like if he goes to the Pats, he's going to want a lot of money. If you're going to spend that type of money, give it to a Josh Sweat, you know?
I couldn't agree more. I'll be quick on this one. You know, he's a much better player, but this feels like the Tyler Lockett conversation. I don't think this guy has enough in the tank for New England.
Yeah.
I think in the right situation, to your point, it would make sense on a contender. New England's going to ask a lot more out of you. And I just don't think he can stay healthy long enough. I'm out on him.
All right, next one. Just breaking not too long ago. Trey Hendrickson.
Oh.
Coming off his best career year, Bengals have given him permission to seek a trade.
Okay.
So this guy, 16 sacks.
Yeah.
More importantly.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah. Now we're talking. Trey Hendrickson, 3rd for all edge rushers in pressures last season. And Trey Hendrickson doing it by himself. Wasn't getting much from Sam Hubbard, playing with a really bad run defense. In a team that was in a lot of shootouts, but also trailing a lot. And that's why Joe Burrow had such a big year. So this is an interesting part by Trey Hendrickson. Now you got to trade for him. Would you trade for him? About to be 31 years old.
Okay.
And that's when the drop-off happens for pass rushers.
What's his contract situation? Because I need GM George here because I'm going to ask you several questions. Number one, I'm going to ask you, what would the trade look like in your mind compensation-wise? Number two, I'm going to ask you, what does a contract look like? Am I going to have to pay this guy some money next season or 2 seasons from now?
Yeah.
And when I get those answers, I'm pretty sure I'm going to land on trade for him because, listen, this guy is still productive. Mm-hmm. He's still in his prime, although back 9 of it, I can still get 3 or 4 years out of him. I really like the player. I'm sure he would embrace coming to a new scene. You know, in Cincy, they only play wide receivers. They pay wideouts and they pay Joe Burrow. That's it.
Yeah.
They don't even value defense.
Yeah.
I think a guy like him would love coming to Vrabel in the gang. So I am interested in this player, but I want to know what you think the price would be literally and compensation-wise to get him.
So Trey Hendrickson just turned 30 right after the league year ended. So he'll be 30 this upcoming season.
I got 4 or 5 really good years from him.
He's coming.
I think so.
There's that big drop-off once he hit 30 as a pass rusher. He has 1 year left with the contracts. 1 year left on his contract with the Bengals.
All right, he's going to need money.
So if you want to extend him, you're going to have to trade for him and extend him.
Yeah.
You're probably paying him because of his age at being 31 years old. I would say I'm going to be broad here, $15 million a year.
I'm okay with that.
So you're probably going with a
3-year
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going 3-year deal. Maybe you got to pay a little more.
Yeah.
Right? Because you stink as of late.
I could
Maybe
give
you go
him 4.
3 years. Let's put $50 million on it.
Yeah.
And out of the guarantees for that, because I'm trying to find guys around his age and the guarantees, Total guaranteed. If you're putting $50 million, you probably got to give him $30 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
Not a terrible contract.
It's not. And
if
I
he
go
still has
4
that
years.
production in him.
I go 4 years.
That's fine. Whichever
I
way
would.
you want to put it, you put the void year at the end.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
would.
what I'm thinking. You want someone under contract, and then
Yep.
you want to make sure they're gone, not costing a lot before they get effective.
I'm in on him.
I don't know what the trade price would be for him. And I think, again, that's a team that's looking to get over the hump. I'll keep throwing him out there. How do the Lions not trade for him? You're getting him
agree.
out of the conference. Aiden Hutchinson coming back from a severe leg fracture will not be 100% for a while.
Yeah.
You need to improve your pass rush. You can't have another year of him being absent.
Yeah.
Cap space, I haven't looked at them, but I think that's a team that makes sense.
Screw them. What will the Patriots have to give up? A second? Third?
I think you could go a current third, and I think that'd be a great trade. Current third in a deep defensive line draft, but Trey Hendrickson's real deal, and if you get a good 2-3 years out of him, that's what you'd hope with a third rounder in this draft.
Let me ask you this. If the Bengals asked for a second, would you do it? Would you be out if they asked for a second? Because I would still be in.
You got to pay Milton Williams. You got to love. Second, how do I say no again? If you like what you see from him and you still think you got gas in the tank.
Okay, we agree.
All right, let's talk trenches quick.
All right.
So the Chiefs traded for Joe Tooney. Excuse me. So the Chiefs traded Joe Tooney to the Bears for a 2026 fourth-round pick.
Yep.
Albert Breer reported the Patriots called but were unwilling to pay the price. And now the Bears have traded away a 2025 sixth-round pick and a future fourth to get Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson on their offensive line. I want to have the Joe Tooney conversation. Jonah Jackson's whatever. The Patriots weren't willing to pay the price of a Joe Tooney, a future fourth. That's a fifth-round pick.
Right.
Give up this year's fourth for him, and I would have lived with it. Because that's a guy that, graded by PFF, is first in pass blocking in true pass sets, second in pass blocking overall, the 10th most efficient pass blocker when it comes to pressure rate allowed this last season. And he's 33 years old, coming off back-to-back All-Pro seasons.
Yeah.
By the way, drafted by the Patriots. By the way, Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator when Tooney came into the league. It was All-Pro at those stages as well.
That's
and
right.
one of the best at his position.
Yep.
How do you not do this?
Yeah.
You're not going to have to pay him too much because, again, he's 33 years old. But this is a guy outperforming and is performing as one of the top guards in the league. And you're not trading away a future... I have to look at it again just to make sure. Future fourth. That's equivalent of a fifth-round pick now.
Yeah.
You're not going to trade that away? You don't want to match that price? What is this? Right after the Patriots reportedly are, they don't care Leighton Robinson was just drafted. This guy also graded out in similar metrics on PFF better than Trey Smith, who you were going to give the bag to. He would not cost as much. He's 33, about to be 34. This is bad look by the Pats. You're not willing to match that price?
I agree.
A fifth-round pick. A fifth-round pick.
I think you covered everything from that
Your
angle.
offensive line is terrible.
You covered everything from that angle. I'm going to go that direction of the two worst lines I watched last season in football, not just the NFL, college as well. In order, were the Chicago Bears worst, the New England Patriots next, and the Colorado Buffalo third, okay?
Yeah.
Those are the worst offensive lines I watched in football last season with thine eyes.
Yeah.
The Bears did something about it. Patriots, you got to get in the game. You got to get aggressive here. You got to get aggressive. That's it. It's time. You got to do something. You can't just sit around. Would you say earlier? You can't sit on your hands.
Sit on your thumbs.
Yeah, you got to get involved here. Yeah, I mean, even wide receiver. I didn't want Debo. Even Tooney. He's older. I get it.
Yeah.
But, these guys are going for so cheap. What did Debo go for, fifth? I mean, come on. Pats, you got to get aggressive here.
The thing with Debo, for a fifth-round pick, he's washed.
I didn't want him, but
Joe
I'm just
Tooney
saying.
is still an all-pro guard. And it's the same draft pick. And Joe Tooney, it's a bigger need offensive line than wide receiver. Because as you saw with your quarterback, he can handle having a bad wide receiving room. He can still move the ball downfield. But you can't even move the ball because your offensive line was so terrible. This is egregious.
I'm just saying
if the
the
Patriots
price.
truly were not willing to match that price.
The price.
Yeah, no, and I get
You gotta
it.
get
So
involved.
exactly, same draft pick.
Yes.
That got a washed-up wide receiver. You could have given for an all-pro guard.
Right. That's right.
And if it's someone you had to pay, guess what? You're not going to be paying anyone.
Yeah.
You're hoping to pay Milton Williams. You're hoping to pay Ronnie Stanley. And you have the cap space where you could pay those guys.
Yeah.
And you could do it in a way where you just hack into the cap this year and save it for you down the road. There are ways to manipulate it, and they just didn't do that. So, terrible.
Terrible.
If you're enjoying the show, be sure to check out Nesson's Daily Sports Podcast. Boston has entered the chat. We talk about all the trending sports news in Boston and around the country. That's available on Amazon, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Ask yourself, when's the last time I have entered the chat? Check out Boston has entered the chat. Remember, Stan Van Gundy's going to be on that episode.
That's
It's going to
right.
be a good time. Shout out to Tay and Trav for getting that one. All right, quick mailbag.
Yep.
We're going to our YouTube comments.
Okay.
Let's start with my guy, ATGN70.
What up?
Guy can't stop the run to save his life, but yay, let's give him Barmore money. The smart move would be to move down from 4 to around 12 and use 2 picks in the second round on starting defensive linemen. I'd be looking at extending Gonzalez before I'm paying a dime for Milton Williams. Yeah, he's talking about Milton Williams
Talking
there.
about Milton.
Real quick, ATGN70. This past season, you were dead last in sacks. The year before, you were 28th in sack percentage. You need pass rushers. You're not affecting the quarterback. And one of the best ways to get to the quarterback is blow up the middle of the pocket. Yes, his run defense is subpar. But, man, his upside as a pass rusher, that's what you want. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Your pass rush sucks. All right, now I'm done. Sorry.
You handled all that.
Thanks.
So what I like to do sometimes is attack things from a different angle than you laid out for us. I do like the idea of trading from 4 back to 12, though, because if I do that, maybe I'm in the Tyler Warren sweepstakes. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the Ashton Genty
what you can do?
sweepstakes.
You
There's different guys that can be had at 12.
Yeah. You could pay Milton Williams.
Yeah.
Trade back,
Right.
and get more draft picks.
Right,
That's
true.
that's my thing. You don't have
Yeah.
to give up anything for him.
Yeah.
Both of this can be true. Second
Yeah.
half of that, I don't hate, but I don't know. Yeah, if you trade back in the second round, you could very well get a Jack Sawyer and a Walter Nolan.
That's right.
All right, awesome. Then you got your depth, and you got Jack Sawyer opposite of Harold Landry, while Walter Nolan learns behind Milton Williams and Christian Barmore. And if Christian Barmore is not back, then you got Walter Nolan starting, and then you still got Keon White. See, 2 things.
Yep.
Here's from Nick Churchill, 4671.
What up, Nick?
I don't know why I don't see much talking about signing Darius Slayton and Hollywood Brown.
Oh, just wait, Nick.
Nick, check out old episodes, my
Stick
friend.
around.
I'm the Darius Slayton guy. Oh yeah,
Yes,
stick
you
around
are.
too.
Yeah.
Jerry is gonna
Stick
He's gonna show you
around.
the art of making a deal with Darius Slayton.
We're
Look,
out on Hollywood Brown, though, right, brother?
I'm out because I'm more in on Darius Slayton, and if I
Yeah.
want to pay that money,
Same.
so Nick, I'm with you, Darius Slayton. And here are my notes, Nick, that I grabbed from our January, I think it was 30th show.
You got receipts.
28 years old, 6'1", 195, great over the middle, good 10 to 20 yard receiver, contested catch as well, which Mike Vrabel loves, good in tight windows, and because of his frame, I absolutely love him. T. Higgins, George Pickens, Andre Iosivas is who he reminds me of. He's a wide receiver 1 if you bring him in. And yes, he's only around 50 catches, 700 yards. Daniel Jones, Danny DeVito, Drew Lock, Tyrod Taylor, Mike Glennon. Woo. Now you give him Drake May. Tight window percentage, better than T. Higgins, DeAndre Hopkins, George Pickens this past season.
Wow.
And he's playing with the worst quarterback out of the 3 that those 3 were playing with.
Facts.
Nick, love it. I'm all for Darius Slayton. I would give him $18 million a year if I'm the Patriots. Last one,
Okay.
Maynor, 1994.
Maynor!
Hey, same age as me, 31. Shout out, 94 club. The most uneducated part was thinking Sam Darnold going to a top draft pick team would help the Pats. Maynor, here's my thing, bro.
Get him.
Option 1, Sam Darnold signs with the Titans. So then A, they don't draft a quarterback, and Shador Sanders or Cam Ward falls to 4, and then you have the Jets or Raiders want to trade up, which could be good, and you still get your Will Campbell or Mason Graham. Option B of Sam Darnold signing with the Titans. They trade back from number 1 for a team that wants Cam Ward, and out of the top 5, Jets, Raiders, Saints, maybe 2 quarterbacks go in the top 3 because the Browns and Giants are still there, and then Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter fall to you at 4.
Preach.
Number 2, Sam Darnold doesn't sign with the Titans. They draft a quarterback, and either Carter or Hunter fall to you at 4, maybe. But yeah, Sam Darnold going to a top pick draft team helps the Patriots.
Yeah. Listen.
Maynor, I love you.
Maynor.
Come on.
I mean, calling us uneducated.
Am I being rough today? Am I being mean? Am I being, Maynor, I'm sorry if I'm being rude, dude.
We're a lot of things, Maynor.
Maynor, I like
mean,
the question.
Yeah, like we both have faces for radio. You could make jokes about that or something, but
Now that's false on both accounts.
call us uneducated. I mean, that's a little hurtful.
Accurate for me.
Come on, Maynor. Come on, Maynor.
Someone calls up the Bursar office at Seton Hall. George who?
Yeah.
Never heard of that guy.
Hey, Maynor, I got a lot of love for Mayno.
Yeah, love Maine.
Allagash Brewery is my jammy jam.
Brother.
I love hanging out there, and I love
Ogunquit,
Portland.
Kennebunkport. I love Maine. I am a North Shore guy. I love Maine. Also, college education's overrated too, I'd say, but helped out for both of us. Stream the entire Sox season with a NESN 360 annual plan available at all new, reduced price of just $20 a month paid annually. And for a limited time, get 4 free tickets to Fenway with your purchase. Visit NESN360.com to sign up today. Now for a little art of the deal. Jerry Jones, welcome to Foxborough Rush. Check it out right here. A little fun we had on how negotiations should go in free agency for the Patriots this offseason.
Well. GMs. Y'all smell that? Smell like money in here. Good to see you guys. No introduction needed from me. You know who I am. Travis Thomas, the premier sports agent in the game. And you all know I represent everybody who matters in the NFL. Drew Rosenhaus, nah, move over. He learned from me anyway. Scott Morris, child's play. Jerry Maguire, a movie. This is me, baby. Reality. Let's start because I represent Ronnie Stanley, Chris Godwin, Darius Slayton, Milton Williams, Byron Murphy Jr., and I know Senior too. He needs some money too. Let's start with Ronnie Stanley. I'm listening.
All right, look, we're going to get right to this. Ronnie Stanley is one of the best left tackles in the game. He is a Pro Bowler, he's a All-Pro, and he started over 100 career games. But he lost 2 seasons to an awful ankle injury. But luckily for him, he's going to get paid once again, as he got paid by the Ravens for your client. Here's the one thing we have the Ravens don't. This logo, the best quarterback in the game, and we got 3 of these. Super Bowl rings.
Oh.
Ooh. That's what he's missing. You remember 2023? AFC Championship game, that's the closest your client ever got to one of those? Yeah. Who stopped him? Us. We need to protect our Ferrari and Patrick Mahomes. We just traded away a guy that was our best lineman to make space for Ronnie. We're going to go with 3 years, $60 million, $40 guaranteed at signing, $50 guaranteed overall. And guess what? He performs well. You know what it is. Patrick take care of everything and just restructures his contract.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate your history lesson, but you missed a couple accolades from my client. All-Pro, Pro Bowler, All-World, you know, pancake blocks, the whole 9. Plus, I'm no true detective. I'm just a sports agent, but those rings sounded a little light on that table. Are you sure those aren't cufflinks?
They are cufflinks. Okay. I left my rings in Lenexa, Kansas. But don't worry about that, all right? We're going to offer him the world, and he's going to win a ring.
Okay. Patriots?
Yeah, I'm going to be straightforward. Ronnie is our top priority in free agency. Our coach, Mike Vrabel, he's come out. He wants to be aggressive. We want to be aggressive. So we want to make Ronnie feel that way. 3 years, $75 million with 43 guaranteed. Only 4 offensive tackles, some of the best players in the game, have more guarantees. Our offseason objective to build around Drake May, and we feel like Ronnie is the best free agent, certainly the best offensive player on the market for us. So we're going after some culture builders. We feel like Ronnie is one of them. And we do know that, Patrick Mahomes is in the conversation. We know Ronnie has played with a great quarterback in Lamar Jackson. But we feel like our quarterback's going to be in the MVP conversation soon.
Trav, let's just get past all this, right?
Yeah.
2 guys, they waited until free agency, and now they're trying to fill in the gaps. We didn't. We started early. We traded for that guy he mentioned earlier, Joe Thuney, best guard in the NFL. We traded for Jonah Jackson. We've got 2 starters right there. We've got somebody on the right side that we're excited with. And then when it comes to your guy, we think he can be the franchise left tackle for who we think can be the best quarterback in the NFL in Caleb Williams. So right out with it, 3 years, $69 million, and here's the kicker, 69 guaranteed.
I said, you say what now?
69 guaranteed.
You said guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
Like all of
it.
Carry the one, so everything is...
Trav, you know what that means?
Yeah.
So he gets his money, right?
Yeah.
And you get your money too.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, we like money. Ronnie and I, I've been knowing Ronnie since he was just a young mustache. We like money. He's from Vegas. He always bet on himself, and me personally, I always bet on black. You know what?
Let me counter real quick. If you say he bets on himself, what better way to get paid then? We'll go 2 years on this one, $63 million, so that's more money a year.
Okay.
45 at signing, 53 total. So he'll come in, win a ring, because we've won 3 of the last 4 years, and as you saw, we're an offensive line away. We're going to take it seriously with the offensive line. We put him with Patrick Mahomes, and then when he's 33 and free agent again, you get him paid again. So that's what it'll be. I just upped the offer, 2 years, $63 million, 53 total guaranteed. And like I said, Patrick takes care of everything. We restructure, he gets more money.
Sorry about the cufflink joke. You know, I kind of like bling bling. Patriots?
Yeah, I know that the Chiefs just offered up their offer. We're going to do that as well. We're going to offer Ronnie 3 years, $84 million, and we're going to up our guarantees to $72 million. That is only behind Kristen Darisaw, the 26-year-old tackle on the Vikings. You know, a little bit younger than your client, but as I mentioned earlier, Ronnie is our top priority in free agency. We want to make him an aggressive offer.
Well, you know, the Bears are being a little quiet here, sir. We appreciate that counter offer that you made. In fact, I tell you what, throw in a lobster roll, you got yourself a G-damn deal.
What size shoe are you? We'll throw in a pair of Air Force Ones too.
Oh, I think New Balance is in Boston too. I'll take a pair of those, throw in, and I'm a 13. You got yourself a deal, player.
I'm gonna regret it.
Thank you, sir.
Enjoy
Thank
his
you.
second-year quarterback.
All right, gentlemen, next up, 27 years old, in his prime, Byron Murphy Jr. You know, we've moved around a few times, played for a different team or here or there, no big deal. So we know how to do this. So bring it. I want to hear your best offers. Don't waste our time.
Look, we have a new owner. It's Tom Brady. He's calling the shots. What better for a cornerback to learn from the greatest quarterback of all time on how he can shut down receivers? And we know what Byron Murphy does. In the slot, outside, he's elite. At his age, we're going to overpay a little bit. We got a lot of cap space, but we're serious now. And led by Pete Carroll as well, we're going to put a culture into it. And we see Byron Murphy being a part of that culture. So right off the bat, I'm just going to do this. 4 years, $92 million total value, $45 million at signing, $66 million total guaranteed. We have the cash, and with that entire offer, that's the most ever for guaranteed money at signing, fourth most total guaranteed. And you know why I'm serious? Ladd McConkey, Travis Kelce, Cortland Sutton, Mahomes, Herbert, Nicks. We need him on the defense, and I'm giving you more money than anyone else is going to offer. I'm confident at that, and I'm going to leave it at that.
That's a lot of cabbage. Plus, y'all do have Tom Brady.
And we're in Vegas. You ever been to Peppermint Rhino? I'll show you how.
We'll talk off air. Patriots.
So we like Byron a lot, but we're kind of in, toeing the line a little bit here because we do have Christian Gonzalez. So, we like Byron's versatility. Coach Vrabel is a big proponent on defenders and slot corners. But we just can't help but we can't get to that level. We would be doing something like a 4-year, $80 million deal. Based on the one that we've heard, I think we're going to have to say we're out on this one.
Oh, you're out. You're telling us that you're out? No, we're out. Okay, we're out. Steelers, I hope you come correct.
Well, listen, we're not going to be able to get to that number. I'm going to give you the number real quick, but then I want to sell you on it a little bit. 3 years, $60 million. It's a nice chunk of change, right, for Byron? But here's the big thing. The steel curtain, playing in Pittsburgh, one of America's most beautiful cities, might I tell you. He's going to be playing alongside TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, across from Joey Porter Jr. It's a really talented defense. This is a place where, Brian Flores came from, and he had the best year of his career under Brian Flores. So he goes back to a place where they know how to call a defense. They're dominant. Maybe he can be dominant. Maybe he can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. I love all the guts and glory stories of Jack Lambert, but, we don't really have time for a steel curtain. We're looking for a green curtain, okay? Moolah, baby. You had me at Tom Brady, I'll be honest. I mean, these are 3 storied franchises, Raiders, Pats, Steelers. But in the end, as I told you, we've bounced around teams before. No big deal. We ain't new to this. We true to this. Raiders!
Let's go.
You got yourself a deal.
And you know what? On top of that signing bonus, take some Hubba Bubba bubble gum.
Oh, man.
Him and Pete Carroll will love you.
I love Pete Carroll.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you. All right, gentlemen. So far, so good. Let's see if we can run the numbers up. May I introduce you to Mr. Milton Williams, Super Bowl champion, that is. Let's start the bidding.
Look, we're serious about our defense. We've brought in Jeff Havley. We have the structure around him. Here's my thing with Milton. He's played next to Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Jalen Carter. He's never been the dude. That's what we offer at the Packers. We have the elite quarterback. We have good receivers. We have the head coach. We're in a tough division. He's going to get paid with us. And this is what we're going to offer right up front. 4 years, $85 million total, $47 at signing, $59.5 fully guaranteed. That makes him the 3rd highest player on our roster. And I know Milton is from a small town in Texas. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
1% or 2% milk?
Oh, please. I mean, he's from Texas. Whole milk, and we'll take the whole damn cow.
So look at this right here. We're going to agree to a contract, and we're going to cheers to some good, whole Wisconsin milk.
Oh, it does look refreshing.
And I'll bring a second glass. So I'm going to stick with Milton on this one. We want him bad, and we're going to get him. Again, third highest paid player in our locker room.
You know, I do love cheese curds. Patriots, what do you got?
Isn't it a little rude that he wouldn't have just brought a second glass right off the jump if he was that confident in that? You know, he doesn't sound like a family guy like we are here in New England.
I love my milk, and I love Milton Williams. Just remember that.
I'm just going to tell you straight up, we're trying to build through the trenches this offseason. We just signed Ronnie Stanley. We feel really good about that deal. And we feel like we're a great fit for your client. We're trying to become more, aggressive and faster under Coach Vrabel. And he won't have to compete for snaps like he did, in Philly. I know that was a big drawback to that. That's also not to say that he's not going to be playing off some talent. We're hopeful about Christian Barmore. Keon White, we think he's going to have a much better third season than he did last year. And I don't know if you've heard much about defensive coordinator Tyrell Williams, but if he has any questions, just tell him to give Jeffrey Simmons a call. He two-time Pro Bowler under Williams. So we're going to offer 4 years, $84 million with $55 guaranteed. We feel like that's a very fair contract given the offers that are going around on the open market right now.
Well, you do. You know I love clam chowder, I gotta admit, but none of this mean a ting if you ain't got the ring. I mean, the Eagles is where I got that bling, bling from my client.
You're going to need to go back to them because we're offering 4 years, $88 million, 60 guaranteed, and a chance to win another one of those.
Hey, real quick. So you have $60 million guaranteed, $59.5 million guaranteed.
So less.
Keep in mind, though, up in Green Bay, nice small town, the Patriots have a lot of cap space. Look, if we don't get them, I would at least like to see them spend more because they're a competitor on defense.
Does your client want to live in Green Bay, Foxborough, or stay in Philadelphia? It's not even a question.
Yeah, they got a lot of money. They're not spending it right now. I just want to point that out.
Do you have a
most guaranteed, second most? No, I don't have a counter. I just wanted to make sure that you guys know you got more money to spend.
GMs, relax.
We're going to come in with a counter.
Okay.
These guys clearly aren't, they don't care enough about Milton Williams to up their price.
Please.
What we're going to do is we're going to tack on another year. We're going to go 5 years. We're going to go 110 for a $22 million AAV. And we're going to do $64 million in guarantees. The Packers just talk a little crap over here. We had the Eagles just talk a little crap over here.
Yeah.
Kind of get to do that when you're the Super Bowl champion. But.
Kind of get to do that when you actually are in the playoffs the past few years too.
It sounds like both of their guarantees are shorter than ours. So we're going to offer 64. There's only 4 defensive tackles with more. We feel very confident that he would be a great addition to our defense.
Well, they say money talks and the Eagles and Packers walk. 1 second. Yeah, honey, go ahead, book it. Martha's Vineyard. Thanks. You got yourself a deal.
Love to hear it.
Go ahead and tell Milton we said you're welcome for driving up that price.
Enjoy living in Walpole.
All right, money bags. My next client, Super Bowl champion, Chris Godwin. And if you sign him, you gon' win. Let's start the bidding.
Look, I'm going to be real with you. I love Chris Godwin. I wanted him in the 2017 draft. And what I did is I passed on him. I took Ryan Switzer around later. No relation to Barry. I just want to prove I can make 2 Switzers out of winners.
I don't care about that.
I'm saying this to say this. I love him. Because what you're trying to do is get a guy 29 years old with a bad ankle a big contract. You're trying to skin a squirrel's behind with a spoon. You just bit off the pin of a grenade and held it with your hand. You know who can make a fix on that? You know who can do it?
Tight's too tight.
Your boy Jerry. Don't worry about my bolo tie because I got it all right here. That boy's cornbread is softer than the middle of a grapefruit. You don't want to go to New England. You don't want to stay in Tampa. You want to come to Dallas where we're winners. Restructured Dak's contract. Gonna get Micah paid. Got CD paid. We're gonna pay Chris right now. So I'm gonna go 3 years, $61 million, 30 at signing, 50 total guaranteed. And you know what? I'll throw in 200 acres of land just south of Midland, Texas, where you can get some oil.
I'm not even sure what just happened. Someone get Grandpa.
Hey, I got one more pitch on you. I got triots. Don't be and fooled is what they're called. You know how someone gets triots? They never get fooled. I'm not going to get fooled again by passing up on Chris Godwin.
I think the first question, and we really greatly respect your client, but how is he feeling?
Oh, well, it's funny you mentioned that. He's actually feeling like multi-millions of dollars.
And we love to hear that, but the reality is there is a little bit of an injury risk with your client coming off a dislocated ankle. We still feel like we're a great landing spot for your client. And, we know that Baker, he likes, to grab his jock quite a bit. Baker's not going to be able to hold Drake May's jock in a few years. And we think that's one of the strong reasons we think that's one of the biggest reasons why we do make sense for your client. So what we're going to do, we're going to offer him 3 years, $69 million with 30 in guarantees. That AAV puts him in the neighborhood of DK, of Debo, Michael Pittman. And you'll notice, the injury, or you'll notice the guarantees. A lot of that is due to our hesitance because of the injury risk. But what we can do is we can also throw in some escalators at the end if need be.
I'm going to be quick. I want you to call Chris when you get out of here. And I want you to tell him thank you for all of his years of service to Tampa Bay. But unfortunately,
What?
we're out.
Wait a minute.
We don't have with a tear in my eye,
Let's talk about this.
with a tear in my eye, we just can't afford it.
We won a Super Bowl together.
Listen, we got $54 million tied up into Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. We made our decision. And unfortunately, he no longer fits the timeline. Just please tell him thank you.
Look, I'm going to leave it with this. They don't want him back. We want him bad. I hired Brian Schottenheimer, to win a Super Bowl. And let's make it 2. Chris Godwin in the slot makes that happen. Our $30 million at signing, that's more than Mike Evans. Our $50 million total, that's more than Mike Evans. Chris Godwin means a lot to us. Sometimes you got to let sleeping dogs lie. Sometimes you got to wake them up. We're going to hunt for that ring, and we're going to do it with Chris Godwin. We're offering the most money and the longest term. Simple as that. And don't forget, oil fields, gas.
Yeah, I heard
200 acres outside of Midland.
I heard you the first time. Don't you have a nap to take or something?
Yeah, my son's supposed to wake me up from that, but yeah, I ran away from him, so don't tell him.
Ran away while sleeping. That's impressive.
We'll give one more offer. We're going to give you 3 years, $75 million for $25 million AAV, but we're going to keep that $30 million guaranteed.
$30 million at signing. $30 million at signing. $50 million total. He's got a bum ankle. You know what I like to do? I love loyalty, and I'll be loyal to Chris. I'm going to get him paid now.
Well, these are all intriguing offers except you.
I'm sorry.
My former love.
I'm sorry.
There's no loyalty there. No loyalty.
My
can't do this. I can't do
ex-wife. I do love clam chowder. However, Grandpa creeps me out, but money talks. What do you want me to do?
Bring it in,
Cowboys, you got yourself a deal. How about them Cowboys?
I got 7 ex-wives. We're going to win all of it. Welcome to the Lone Star.
I'm going to regret this. All right, GMs, for our final offering, we took a bite out of the Big Apple, but we still hungry, baby. Darius Slayton. Best offers only.
Look, I'm going to be real with this one. We just landed Chris Godwin. We got CeeDee Lamb. Some say he's a wide receiver too. He's a wide receiver tree to me. And I don't see much value. Yeah, maybe he kicked our arse time and time again when it's raining outside out in MetLife Stadium. But I don't like him that much. I'm doing this just to do right by you because you got us, Chris. 2 years, $20 million.
What?
$10 million fully guaranteed. Look, I got one of the best receivers in the game, and I just got Chris Godwin. We just restructured with Dak. I don't need him. He needs us. I'm not worried about it. Just remember, don't let the door hit you where the witches yippee bit you. All right?
I don't even know what that means, old man. Patriots, you better come correct because we ain't going to the Cowboys.
Yeah, we've been really impressed with Darius, and the fact that he's been catching passes from Daniel Jones and long neck Mike Glennon and Jake from State Farm and Davis Webb and Tyrod Taylor and Tommy DeVito and dancing Drew Lock. The fact that he's done what he's done with those guys, it's pretty impressive. We're here to tell Darius that the grass is much, much greener in New England, and that's because of Drake May. We're trying to improve the offense around Drake, and we think that Darius would be a big asset to that. He would, provide us with a different dynamic on offense, and a dynamic that offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels is really excited about. So we're here to offer Darius 3 years, $48 million with $24 million guaranteed. The AAV 16, he's right there with Christian Kirk, Jerry Jeudy, Tyler Lockett. We think that that's a good spot for him.
Patriots, you always lead with respect. This is going to be tough, Broncos. What do you got for us?
We got this old man.
Hey.
He's got oil money.
Hey.
We got this old man. He's got mac and cheese money.
Yep.
This old man, I got Walmart money.
Oh, that's different kind of bread
That's
right there.
different money.
That's different money.
I'm going to come at you straight with the offer. 3 years, $60 million, $30 million guaranteed, so it's above both of these bozos, right? And you're going to come into a system where Sean Payton led a bunch of idiots to the playoffs.
They were idiots.
And your guy, he just needs an opportunity, and we're going to give him that opportunity. Cortland Sutton on the outside, Darius Slayton on the other side. We're going to go win a Super Bowl, baby.
You know, I never have skied before. They say Denver's great for ski, ski, ski. Broncos, you got yourself a deal, baby. Let's hug it out. Come on.
Gonna regret it. Woo!
Lost
Remember who
another
gives
wide
the
receiver.
gas?
See
Who
on
gives
the
the gas
slopes,
to
baby.
Walmart?
See on the slopes. Y'all be cool.
The art of the deal, baby.
How fun was that?
Jared. Oh, I left my hat at home. I should have wore it for this episode.
You should wear it every day.
Trav, like, I edited that, watching it back, dude. Emmy performance. Like, Jerry Maguire, get the F out of the way. Also, shout out our guys, Keegan and Sean.
Yes.
They were nails, man. They were awesome.
Fantastic.
That was Sean's idea. So awesome, like, idea. He's like, we should do, a little spin on the hit show on TV that has Kark Mubin in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's genius.
Yeah. I actually, I'll be honest, I think we could also fill a full episode, just like we just did with that. We could fill a full episode with a blooper reel from that shoot, brother, because there was so much stuff that we had to leave on the cutting room floor, obviously, because we only have so much time here.
Yeah.
But it was gold on that blooper reel.
The best was me when we first did the Godwin one. I did my whole Jerry spiel, and I go, but you know what? For that reason, I'm out. And then you go, bro, you're supposed to, you get Chris Godwin. I go, well, I've been damned. If I didn't know any better. Hey, Trav,
You got Jerry down pat, man.
you're trying to skin a squirrel with a spoon.
Right.
You're trying to bite the pin off a grenade and hold it with your foot.
Like, what?
That boy's cornbread is softer than the inside of a grapefruit.
Now that's soft.
It was awesome. Shout out to Sean and Keegan. We love them, man.
No
They're the
doubt,
best.
man.
Shout out to our producer, Ethan, helping make that happen, along with Jay Saracen. Trav, you're the best, man. Thank you for everyone tuning in to Foxborough Rush. We'll see you guys on Monday with a fresh episode. Later.